Hello, good people of the interwebs. This is the Bad Mini Painter, and these models are freaking tiny. I mean, what the hell? I was like, how the hell am I supposed to paint those? Anywho, I figured out a way. First, I put them on the base and realized that there was a ton of details that I would never get at. So I took them off the base again and glued them back to some sprues with some extra room. So I had a nice grab on them. And honestly, I felt like, this is clever. There are probably better solutions, but this worked quite well. So, good on me. Right, I'm doing them in the Death Guard scheme, but I think the approach can be used for all the chapters for these tiny little buggers. So I do a base layer of Rackard flesh. Now, 2 layers of paint and the details are gone. So thin it down. I thinned it down quite a bit. Rackard flesh is fairly thick running, so yeah, a good nice thinning. And I wasn't that bothered with getting all of it because I was going to go in with this case mummy robes, and it's not mother's robes. That's a spelling error. Anywho, dry brush from top to down, not down and up, because I wanted to add shadows, so a shadow effect, and so top to feet. That was the motion I used. Next, Death Guard green for the armor plates here and there. I decided to do the shoulder pads and the knees, just to add a little bit of interest and not just being here's a white model, yay on me, right? So yeah, it's finicky. Find your smallest brush. That's my recommendation. Next, I go in with the Scrag Brown for the leather that I decided it was. So the tassels or whatever this is supposed to be. It looks like some kind of leather. So I decided to like Scrag Brown for that. And already now it looks kind of detailed. It's a tiny model, but it looks decent. I was quite surprised. And you have to be careful. 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 Well done. Next, time for some Stormhost Silver. Since these models are tiny, I decided to use Stormhost Silver for all the metal parts. I'm going to darken it down with a brown wash anyway, and I was afraid that on this smaller model that lead belcher simply would be too dark. I decided to give the weapons and the exhaust, or what the hell, whatever it is on the back of these tiny little Terminators. It seems like an exhaust of some sort. Anywho, some pipes. And for the weapons, the guns, I decided on using Abaddon Black, and I just kind of slap it on. Trying to distinguish what is hand and what is gun was fairly difficult for me. Now when I'm all zoomed in like this, it's easier, but with the naked eye, I had a hard time like distinguishing. So I paint the hand a little bit as well. And finally, when they're on their base, because that was easier, or I forgot to do it before, I slap some brown wash from Vallejo on them. It's not heavily pigmented, but I still decided to thin it just a little bit with some medium, just to avoid them just being brown. And I think the end result was kind of well, let's say decent. So this is how they ended up looking. And I think with these fairly few steps, they look pretty good on the table. What you have to remember is this is zoomed in as much as I can on my recording device entity. When you're actually playing them, you're looking at them from a meter or more away, depending on how tall you are, of course. And they're going to look finely detailed. When I'm holding one in my hand and a stretched out arm, they look really good. So I recommend this scheme. It was easy. It was like a 20-minute paint job at max, and yeah, I'm happy. Anywho, if you didn't know, your time is limited, so I really appreciated that you spent 5 minutes listening to me. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so already and you like my content, please do subscribe. Don't hit the notification. It's designed to piss you off. Anywho, thank you for your time. Have a good day.